How about the supervisors?
5 years ago, before Kaizen, our department was not organized. Since Kaizen, we've been able to organize our department. 5 years ago, I spent a lot of time in the office doing paperwork and other paperwork. Now, since we have Kaizen, I've become a better manager. I've been able to manage my department better by listening to my employees in their quality circle meetings. 5 years ago, I thought I had all the answers and I could do everything myself. I found out through the quality circle meetings that listening to my employees and their suggestions, going out to the workplace, spending more time out there looking at each problem and changing the problems and correcting the problems, we could make a difference. I found out that my employees have a lot of ability as far as artistic work, carpenter work, electrical work, maintenance skills that I didn't realize they had, and they were able to do all this work themselves and make a difference on the lines. 5 years ago, a changeover used to take us 4 hours. Now we can change the lines over in 10 minutes, and we're trying to get it down to 5 minutes or even seconds. A big improvement. It helped us save money, helped save the company money, and we're improved our efficiencies by 10 or 15% in our standards. The difference now is I spend, I would say, around 90% on the shop floor, looking at their problems, talking with my employees, see what we can do to make things better. We've been able to eliminate most of our nuts and bolts and wrenches that we used to use to change machinery over by making just simple pins and springs and marking holes and marking everything. Before we'd have to change the machine over, we would spend maybe a half an hour trying to work the bugs out of it. Now we have everything marked and pinned. We can put it right to the mark or to the hole, and it's perfect every time. A big difference. And I think spending more time on the shop floor has enabled me to see their problems. Before they would come in the office, tell me their problem, and I would listen to them, but not do much about it. I didn't realize we've been running like this for years and years. Everything should be okay, but it wasn't. By going on the floor, I could really see their problems, and I could see what they were talking about, and we could make a difference. Working together with Kaizen has really made a big difference in my department, and you can really notice it now. At first it was a little hard, but you can notice it a lot now. And the more you notice it, the more involvement we get, and the more changes we make. It's working great, and I think continuing this, it's going to be even better yet. It's working good.
My name is Mike Williams. I'm cannery manager for Giorgio Foods Incorporated, and I'd like to speak about a situation that occurred within my department. At the recommendation of a consultant, Kaizen consultant, we reconformed one of our lines into a U-shaped pattern, and this was extremely radical compared to our other lines, which are all in the straight line formation. This combined two work areas, a filling operation and a seaming operation, which were previously performed by two operators. By combining these, we went to one operator, and when it was in the planning state, myself and 90% of the people within the workplace were opposed to the idea or just felt the idea was not going to work. And once we did the recommendation and carried through with the plan and started running the line, the operators and myself were pleasantly surprised to find out that it works even better than a straight line. And the workers have more work. The day goes faster for them because they're more busy. They're performing duties all the time instead of sporadically. And they enjoy it, and they can't wait to get on that line. They prefer the U-shaped line to the straight line. And this is one of the just-in-time tools as recommended by our consultant. And this one situation has kind of like opened the doors to many other ideas. The people and myself have seen the power of Kaizen, so to speak. We had parameters. We thought in one direction, and this is like busted down the boundaries, and more ideas are coming forth, better ideas, and we really got the ball rolling now. Well, and when it was in the theory and the planning state, everybody was concerned that they were going to be overworked doing two people's jobs. They were doing the work of two people. And that turned out not to be true, that actually the two people were doing one person's quantity of work. And now the one person is doing one person's work, which fulfills the whole day. And they're more, they're busier, the day goes faster, they enjoy it.
You have just seen how JIT and Kaizen have changed the attitudes of Georgia's people. Now let's see a Japanese example.
Matsushita Electric Works is a manufacturer of such products as housing equipment and electric and electronic devices. At its Ise, Japan plant, Matsushita produces relays, microswitches, and connectors. Some of its 3,000 different types of relays are produced in quantities of as many as 500,000 pieces a month. Others are produced at a rate of only 10 pieces a month. Many different relays are produced on a single production line.
In our type of business, reliability is essential. And so we have been introducing automation, FMS, and CIM, or Computer Integrated Manufacturing. We used to believe the illusion that automation was almighty. However, when we depended solely on automation and introduced it too hastily, our capital investment kept increasing. Yet, due to rapid changes in customer requirements and production methods, we often had to change production lines and thus didn't gain the full benefits of our investment. Because of customer demand, lead times were getting shorter and the pressure to lower prices was increasing. We also had to develop flexibility so that we could produce many different products in small quantities. Thus, we came to realize that automation alone could not cope with these requirements, and that along with automation, we should use people's capabilities to the fullest extent. Just in time gave us a solution to these problems.
Here is what Chie Takagi, a supervisor of S-relays and other products, had to say about her experience.
Just in time completely reversed our conventional wisdom. Before, we had our own fixed ideas on how to do our jobs. For instance, we used to work to build up inventories in the first half of the month. Our lead time used to be 5 times as long as it is today. People were sitting down to do the job, and we took these things for granted and never questioned it. Now, as I look back, I wonder how we could have done it that way, and I think it was almost a crime the way we used to operate. Because people used to believe that their way was the right way, there was a lot of resistance. For instance, we had to work hard to get them to stand up to do the job. But now, they much prefer to stand up because it is more rhythmical. They rather enjoy doing different operations as they walk about. One operator takes care of as many as 15 different processes. Before, one operator was working on a single process, sitting down at a desk all the time. However, by the time we came to form this line, we had to change the layout 6 times.
These improvements, which were implemented by involving workers on the shop floor, are going to stay with us for a long time. Kaizen and just in time have taught us to keep aspiring to a higher goal. Today, whenever circumstances change, I know our people are ready to take up our new challenges. By engaging in these Kaizen activities, our people gained new problem-solving skills and technologies. Our productivity was greatly improved, and the bottom line is now much better. But more importantly, the morale of our people has been greatly heightened, something which no amount of money could have bought.
We have seen that just-in-time and Kaizen produce profound changes to an organization. The message of this video program has been that just-in-time pays. It starts with a revolution in people's consciousness, up here and here.
Just press 1541. We make a lot of changes in Kaizen. It used to be from hour and a half to 2 hours to 2 minutes and 44 seconds. We are very happy. We break a good record, and we're very proud of the Kaizen.
Our Kaizen program and circles that we have enabled us to be more aware of our cleaning method, more aware of the pride that we have had in the company, and a sense of belonging. And the bottom line was teamwork.
The car was manufactured here at the company and designed by our people to make it handy for themselves. The drawers are identified as to what is located in the drawers as far as the size and the type. And on the back of the cart is a small tool board with the necessary tools needed to make the change in the press. This is done to try to do a very timely, very quick, and efficient change.
What we're doing here is we are videotaping a die being dismantled. It's an 8-hour project to take that die apart. We hope to we will get this down below an hour. We recently did a time study on it, and at this time we are below an hour on the actual die.
Kaizen has allowed us to tap the full resources of our over 450 employees by constantly preaching the culture of change. That it's everybody's job every day to find better ways to do their work. And what we found is that they're more than willing to do it. They enjoy doing it.
That's the real goal of JIT, is to train and develop people who are highly motivated, people who are prepared to meet new challenges, and to find a better way of doing the job. These are people who are proud of their work and glad to tell you about their accomplishments. Buying new technologies and equipment costs lots of money. In Just-in-Time, we bring out the infinite wisdom and potential of people, something which does not come at a high cost. Now that you have seen what JIT can do, don't you want to know more about it so that you can start introducing it? JIT can be a golden opportunity if taken. If not taken, it can create a serious setback for you. The setback is that you'll be left out of competition when others are doing it.
Yes, I agree. I think that about 90% of U.S. Businessmen don't understand the depth of the disparity in the Japanese versus American manufacturing system. I think that almost any U.S. manufacturing individual that you've talked with today will tell you about Just-in-Time and tell you about the things that they've done in Just-in-Time. But at least through my experience, most of them miss the point totally. Half of them think of Just-in-Time as some sort of inventory system. That in turn means that what they feel they ought to do is beat up their suppliers. Others have basically read enough books to understand that it ought to be a flow system. Very few understand how fundamental you have to get and how detailed you have to get. And even fewer understand that it's really a people thing. And it's a change in the people and a change in the attitude, and that all of that takes time and it takes a lot of commitment and a lot of education. Because we tend to be a country that's orientated to making this quarter or making this month, we tend to do things that don't allow that to occur. We talk about it, we publicize it, but when it comes right down to actually doing it, most companies balk.